So I'm just about to jump on a call with McKaylee Adamson. She is a master coach within the Self Mastery School, and she just got invited to talk to a group of females that truly have some amazing and fascinating stories. Let's check it out. All right, so fill me in. What you got?
So Viv asked me to come along, so I was at, what's it called? I'll tell you what it's called. I think they're going to invite me back to talk. I think that's just opened up a real avenue. It's called the Hopewell Hospice.
Wow.
And they're involved with the Wesley Mission, whom I really like. So they're really involved in suicide prevention.
Yeah.
They're in the guts of it. That and Lifeline are two real big guns in suicide prevention. And so most of these women are Lifeline trained.
Okay.
Yeah, so very cool. They've all buried their husbands. So they're all widows.
That's rough, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. So not all of them are single. Some have, got new partners and things like that. But yeah. Really, really cool. And, you see a mirror sometimes of yourself, and to sit in front of a woman whose only goal was to still be alive.
Doesn't that just blow your mind? Like, it puts life into perspective of, oh, I want this thing, or I need this much stuff. And then all of a sudden someone's like, no, you've got it all wrong. You need to fucking live. That's step one.
Yeah. So I'm really, I just feel really, really privileged. I was nervous. They're older than me. I used to have a real problem around people that were older than me, or who I thought were of a higher status than what I was. And, I just got to stand there and share my journey and say, hey, look, this is what I've done. This is what happened. And to stand in that truth is really, really cool.
Very powerful. I watched after you sent me that message. It's like, hey, are you free? I'm like, no, not right now. But I literally watched the video and through the whole freaking thing, just crying, because I think not only because of the power of what it is that you went and done and did, but also for you personally, knowing physically, personally, on many, many levels of where it is that you've come from in such a short amount of time. It's like, fucking power lady, right? And we've all known that. We've all known that for a very, very long time. But it's so cool just to see it to come out and happen.
Well, and it ends up there were a few people there. So, in addiction, right, you've got the consumers, so myself, who have a lived experience of what addiction is. And then you've got the carers, like my mum or you, or, the other people that have been in my support network. And there were quite a few carers that were in that group. They've got real firsthand experience of having a loved one who was in addiction. And this woman who I met today, she's just lost her son to exactly what my mum nearly lost her daughter to.
Wow.
And she's experienced that firsthand. But what she's got to hold on to, which is just incredible, is that her other child has also gone through it and had 25 years lived experience of addiction and is through it, she's got two grandchildren, her only grandchildren. And so when we did the SMART goals, when we did the timeline therapy, that's some of the stuff that we added was the sound of the grandchildren, which again wouldn't have happened had I not been backing up and crewing and coming along, doing that success hypno and things like that, hearing my own grandchildren.
Oh,
would I even be able to add that in, right? To even remember to add that in. I'm telling you, it's just like it's God that just works in these ways that are really incredible.
Yeah, and you just got to, I suppose, important thing is to put yourself in that position too, right? Because many people would have thought, oh, fuck, nah, I don't want to go, or whatever bullshit excuse people make, right? But you thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going.
Well, there were two women that said that they're like, oh, no, I won't go. And one said that they read my bio. I'll send you the bio if you want. It's good. I'm pretty stoked with it. So I'll keep that as part of an introduction. So that's on my blog. and I just modified it for that group. And it was really cool to see my picture next to a bio of an organization that works in our community for this stuff.
Yeah.
So this is what they gave me. Check it out. Check it out.
Oh, that's fun. It's a little angel.
Yeah, yeah.
What's it say? You're the angel that
It's you're an yeah.
you're an angel. Thank you for your dedication and support as a volunteer for Hopewell Hospice. Wow. And
So at Paradise Kids, they care for children who have experienced grief and loss in whatever shape or form, you know, that is.
yeah.
And so there's like day hospice. So if you need like respite, so if you're caring for a loved one who has like cancer and is going to pass away, dementia, all of that, there's places where Hopewell will care for them on a short term, and then there's long term where they go if they are going to pass. And so it's quite a big thing. And so the Hopewell Hospice then created Paradise Kids, and so they really come along children who are experiencing, you know, shocking grief,
some heavy
and loss.
stuff. Yeah, we've got a lady that lives in our complex, and we got stuck talking to her. Oh, this is months ago, probably years ago now. And she was with Paradise Kids because they said, "Oh, what do you do?" Bloody, bloody, blah. She saw the yin and yang logo, and she was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I told her, and she's like, "Oh my god, I do something similar for kids." And I didn't even know that this thing was out there. And some of the stories and some of the experiences, you just think, how the fuck can people go through these things and yet still manage to function and do things and go on to create like an amazing life? It's like, that's fucking true strength.
Well, this woman's so I do a thing because I got really paranoid in my addiction, right? My counselor is really kind to me, and every 3 months we do this thing called psychometric testing.
Okay.
So anyway, it just helps me manage me, right? She does it for me, even though I know, anyway, right, long story short. But anyway, there's a stress scale that's involved in that. And so on a stress scale, if you experience things like moving, any type of death, any type of loss, right, you automatically get a score of 100.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah.
Right? So this woman has not only been diagnosed with cancer, which gives you an automatic stress score of 100, then she lost her husband 10 weeks ago, and it works off a 12-week period. Then on top of that, so she's got cancer, loses the husband, and now her child has passed away. It's a wonder she's not actually hospitalized. A minimum stress score of a 300 can actually put people in a complete nervous breakdown.
Oh,
and
of course.
She came and joined us today.
Yeah, and that's
the courage that takes.
That's the thing, right? Like, what a great story. And I suppose, like, maybe that lady, maybe she doesn't even know the severity of just by her rocking up today, because you're going to tell people that story will change their life. I'll tell people about, hey, there's people out there that are going through all these sorts of things, but yet they still turn up, and not only do they turn up, but they write down on what it is that they want to fucking live, right? It's like, bloody hell, people.
Well, there was another woman. She was younger. She wouldn't have been much older than me. I think she would have been. I mean, look, Chinese women hold their age really well, but I'm thinking she must be around sort of 45. Right. And her husband passed away 5 years ago, so she's going to book in. And she came up and saw me. She really had difficulty with the SMART goals because she's
going to book in with you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And she said, how much would it be for a session and things like that? And she told me a story, and I'm just like, look, you know what? I'm like, don't even worry about money. She said, I'll pay you, but she said, I'm coming to see you.
Yeah, let me just help.
And so I said, let's just sit down and get your goal there. She said there was so much. She said, I want this, then this, then this, then this. And, I had an hour and 20 minutes or something. So it wasn't enough to do like specific one-on-one time.
Yeah.
But she had some wonderful goals, just little things that reminds you of what's real. Like this woman is finishing off some stuff around her English so she can become a citizen of our country. It's just little things like that. One woman, she in the SMART goals saw herself shopping for a new wardrobe because she's had enough of the weight, and so she wrote that down so specifically on how to do that. And it's it's nice. Everyone's just got these little goals, and it was just a really beautiful thing. And because you do on Mass Influence, you do the group timeline therapy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really
Yeah.
cool to do group timeline therapy with, I think it was like 20 or 21 women.
Man, that's fucking so cool. And like such a powerful thing to be able to do it, because you know, going to step up in front of 20 people and sharing those type of skills and tools and techniques, like not every person can do that, right? You know, obviously that's why fucking no one does it, but yeah, well played. You know, one thing that really got me when you were playing the video, or when I was watching the video, was how the lady's goal was just to live.
Yeah.
Now, how's this, right? My mum, she ended up back in hospital last week. A few different things going on. They said, look, just go to hospital, get yourself sorted out. We got a test, all that sort of stuff. And about 2 days into it, I went in to see her, and she's like, oh, I'm really bored. I'm bored. And like, look, I could understand that sitting in a hospital and staying there for a week is not that exciting. But I said, Mum, compared to the alternative that we had only not even 3 months ago being in ICU, I'm like, boredom is the best thing that you could be experiencing right now. And she's like, oh, fuck, I never really thought of it that way. I'm like, what happens is, I said, you've got caught up in the world again, in life again. 3 months ago, you would sit down, you would just look out the window and watch the sun, or watch the clouds, or something like that. And then after, you know, obviously coming out of ICU, watching the sun and watching the clouds is a very profound thing. And I said, you can't lose that. I'm like, not everyone in their lifetime gets to experience an experience like that, an event like that, where you have that, you know, mass awakening very quickly. I'm like, that's something that you must bottle. That's something that you must hold really close, and never, ever, ever forget that life is never too crazy to just fucking live. Just keep those simple things. Look at the clouds, whatever it might be. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. So I've gone, and I've got a couple more people who have been like really involved in my recovery and things like that. So I've sent a message to Mark, who was my AOD counselor and with Smart Recovery and things.
Yeah.
And my support person, I'm about to just ring them. I'm not even bothering with texting, just ringing.
You'd be like, guess what? Sit down.
Thank you for talking to me when I was so unwell.
Yeah.
But it's little things like that. Just to think that 2 and a bit years ago, I'm crying myself to bed at night going, I just want to die. Now I get to sit in front of a woman and who just wants to live.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what's really crazy? It's like you saying that, and you said it before, right at the very start of this conversation, it's like the mirror image.
Yep.
And it is the mirror image. It's the transcendent of who you once were into, you know, the future self, whatever it is you want to call it.
Yeah.
And look, I get it, right? I still sit down with people, and they you know, they're talking about whatever their problem is or something like that. I was like, fuck, I see me.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the main reasons. It would have to be one of the main reasons why, like, I truly give so much, or gives people so much time, whatever it is, because I'm not just seeing them. Like, I'm seeing parts of myself as well. So it's like, hey, you can't fucking leave here without sorting that out, because you're taking a part of me with you.
Well, you know, I've started reading Sleight of Mouth for that same reason, rereading it for that same reason. I'm having some challenges with a client. That's why I was trying to ring you a few days ago, right? Around limiting beliefs. And then I realized, and I kicked my own ass. I'm like, get that book out, Michaeli, because where's that coming up in your life? And I'm like, oh, well, that's it. Heal it in me. I'll heal it in them. They'll be right.
One of the most powerful principles I think anyone can know. It's like, people think that they're helping other people. It's like, no, you're not. People think they're judging other people. It's like, no, you're not. You're judging yourself, which is very, very confronting. Did you see that post that I put up the other day? It's like, hey, if you're judging other people, that means that there's still parts of yourself you haven't accepted. Fucking hell, that knocked me for a 6.
Sleight of Mouth is right next to me. I'm like, I will finish this book. I'm just sitting there just reading. I cleared half a day and just read.
Yeah. Great book, right? Because I was sitting there and I was judging Mum for being bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you, like, you're bored? I'm like, I got 50 million different things going on and you're sitting here bored. What are you talking about? And then I thought to myself, fuck, that's right, because you like there's a lot of judgment there.
Yep.
Just fucking let her do whatever it is that she wants to do, right? And then I
Yep.
thought about myself. I was like, man, there's got to be parts that, you know, I'm not allowing, just do whatever it needs to do. And that's when it went boom.
Yep.
Had a few cries, lots of tears. I was like, okay, good rock and roll, people. Let's go.
You're like, time to change my office.
Yeah, yeah, well, exactly right. And I tell you what, like, it's made a fucking huge difference.
Because you painted the walls as well, haven't you? Is that a new colour?
That wall's always been there. I just tilted my desk this way.
It looks good.
Everything else is all white. And then, yeah, I wanted something that I could sit down at and just click the buttons, and it's good to go, as in really good, high quality production, so to speak, and then start pumping out a lot more stuff online. Obviously, with COVID, you ain't going to be doing too much, you know, in person anytime soon.
Yeah, it's about to go backwards again for sure.
Yeah, 100%, right? So I was like, you know what? I said, fucking Luke, put a little bit of time into it. And the money side of things, it was honestly not that much. I said to April, I'm like, look, I've got a budget of like $1,000. Yeah. I said, I want to transform this thing, do whatever it is that we got to do. And we did it. And now we're good to rock and roll. So, yeah, it's fucking super cool.
You're lucky you got a clever lady in your life.
Oh, tell you what, I'd be buggered without her. That's for sure. Yeah, she done very well.
Cool.
She done very well.
Well,
all right. Well, thank you very much.
I just wanted to say thank you for being a part of my recovery. Like, I just, far out. What a privilege just to be alive, hey? I
was trying to find me keys. I think they're over there, but I still, on my key ring, I've got that little token of appreciation that you gave me. I tell you what, and it fucking glows in the dark, so I see it all the time.
Jedi, man. Yeah. Did I ever tell you what they call it when you get 2 years?
No, I think you did, but I can't remember. But
you know, they call you a ninja when you get 2 years. Serious, I had the biggest laugh.
Mate, so now you're a ninja on many levels.
Now I'm a ninja. Yeah.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very cool. All right. Well, anyway, I'm looking forward to Master Prac. So